Hey everybody, welcome to, well, this is just a discussion about the Pokemon Direct that was released by the time you're seeing this, probably yesterday. Um, Not a whole lot was announced, nothing too groundbreaking. Also, I'm joined by Wes.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, usually I do these kind of videos by myself, but, nothing too groundbreaking. I wasn't really blown away.
Me too. I
As a,
felt like
Lost you. Of course I lost you.
fun.
You cut out there.
Nintendo now.
You keep cutting
I
out.
feel like, Nintendo pulled their usual stunt where we, get people excited for something big, and then we're just like, oh look, we're redoing things.
Yeah, it's not so much like redoing. It's more like
It's kind of
I was
an
expecting
HD
one
remaster.
I was expecting one thing and got something similar, but not quite what I was expecting. Well,
I,
we'll we'll
I expecting something about Pokemon Stars,
yeah,
but
everybody was, yeah.
but instead we got something ridiculous, which we'll touch on after
Yep,
we
we'll get around to it.
discuss.
We're gonna go in order here.
Yeah.
So they started out the direct by talking about Pokken Tournament DX, which is like another deluxe. Like I knew they were gonna do this because Pokken Tournament came out so close to the end of the Wii U life cycle. I had a feeling
They
that
have to give it.
I had, and plus the arcade got more characters and everything, so I just kind of had a feeling that they were gonna re-release it for the Switch. And
A remaster too, pretty much.
to be honest, well, not too much. The there's not too much graphical difference in terms of remaster, but to be honest, Pokken has always been a game that I've wanted to try, and I never had the Wii U because I never really had the money to pick one up. And when I finally did have the money, I knew the Switch was going to be coming out, so I didn't really bother. Because I figured any games that would be on Wii U worth playing at the time would probably be ported or remade for the Switch, and so far my theory's been correct.
Yeah.
So
And
with
got
Mario
Kart 8
Kart,
still up.
yeah, Mario Kart, Pokken, there's word of a
Yeah.
Smash Bros in the works. So at this point, I don't know if I'll ever get a Wii U unless I can get it fairly cheap. But so on the topic of Pokken Tournament, I really think it's a cool looking game. I've played demos of it on other people's Switches, or Switches
Touched
on
it.
Wii U's. I've played the demo and I actually really enjoy it. So they have, where are we at here? Right here. They have new characters from the arcade joining the roster of this one, and those are Caesar, Empoleon, Krogunk, Darkrai, and Decidueye. Did they? Yeah.
I'm all fighting as him.
They all,
He's my main starter, so
yeah, they all look pretty good. Like, my favorite thing about Pokken Tournament is they take the Pokemon and give them like a more realistic look, as in like they either have fur or like a shine to them if they're like supposed to be slimy looking or whatever, or like, they have like texture. They have like texture instead of just like that
it's not
Pokemon.
that goofy Pokemon style
Yeah.
that we used
Um.
which is a nice fresh take, honestly. It does the series good when they change things up sometimes.
But yeah, to be completely honest, it looks pretty good. With the battle system in the game is really fun. It's not just your basic Pokemon game. It's like a it's a fighter. To be honest, it's like a Pokemon Tekken is what they were going for, which is why it's called Pokken.
Ash.
And
Different. It's like Street Fighter in a sense.
well, Tekken.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they were.
Street
That's
Fighter Tekken, but
That's
Still,
what,
I mean, fighting games are all roughly the same when you think about them.
to an extent, yeah. Um,
But still, it does look really good. I hope that in the future, if we can get a copy and possibly a Switch, that would be great.
it seems they've added more support Pokemon as well. I don't know how much you know about the game, but you have your main Pokemon that's fighting, and then you have 2 supports. And I'm just looking at some screenshots right now, and in the one screenshot, which I will put up on screen, it definitely has. There's one of Decidueye fighting and Poplio as a support.
Oh, cool.
There's another one of there's an Espeon fighting with Litten as a support, and well, no, Espeon's the other support, where Litten's the support for the first player, and there's another one where Decidueye's fighting and Litten is also on screen as support. Espeon and Umbreon are both supports, so that's pretty cool to me because those are my favorite EVs.
I'm wondering if this sports fighting in the, well, what do you want to call it, the arena, if they'll pop in or if they'll just do
Yeah, they do. They actually do pop in. They do an attack, and they usually disappear afterwards. And
Cool.
I don't know if they're one-time use or if you
if they can recharge.
yeah, I'm not sure on that. Yeah, it looks like Yveltal might even be a support. I can't really tell. Yeah,
Can you imagine if he was a playable character?
yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Nate and I were talking about the game earlier, and he said, why doesn't it have all the Pokemon in it? And I said, well, that'd be really hard to implement. I said there'd be too many, there'd be way too many similar Pokemon, like they'd all be the same after a while.
Yeah, after a while you can start copying, pasting.
I said there's over 800 Pokemon. That's almost not even worth. It's too much work for not enough payoff, in my opinion, anyway.
You'd have to move like multiple.
So I guess it also comes with new play modes, which is there's a team battle, which allows you to have a group of 3 Pokemon fighting. You can have 3-on-3s. So like one gets defeated, the next one comes in, so on and so forth. And the winner is the one who beats all 3 of their opponent's Pokemon. Then there's Group Battle, which is a brand new online mode where you can join into lobbies with various players of similar skill levels for battles. You can search based on player title, region, ranking, and skill level. Then there's mission panels, a new feature for the Nintendo Switch version that wasn't in the Wii U, and they are daily mission panels. They give you specific missions to accomplish and provide various PG and other perks to help your progress. I'm guessing PG is the in-game currency.
Probably.
Yeah. Overall, it looks really good. I thought the original looked really good, and when I eventually pick up a Switch, that will be a must-have game for me anyway. Because I like fighting games, I like Pokemon, so it only makes sense.
Yeah, it's nice that they not only did they remake it with, a different title. 'Cause, you know how Nintendo is when they remake something, they slap a new title on it and say it's new. But for this one, it seems like they did more than just that. They improved it. They added characters. They added new modes, especially the exclusive one to the Switch, it's really nice to see them do that. It's not too often that you see Nintendo do that.
So also you can do the one Switch to each person having a Joy-Con and playing that way, and there's also like the local multiplayer where you have 2 Switches and you're playing it that way.
Very, very few games out there on Nintendo systems, with the exception of Mario Kart and Smash Brothers, that have online capability. Because it's Nintendo. They never really had very much of an online thing until the Wii U came out. And they dominated with Splatoon, and they're going to take the cake again with Splatoon 2.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Switch is
Pokemon Tournament will do the same.
yeah, the Switch is very it's very on the
Online.
go. So if you run into somebody else who has a Switch while you're on the go, there's going to you can just pop them out, and if you have the same game, you can play together. I think that's really cool. Um, they also say that
The reveal trailer for Pokemon Tournament Deluxe. The guy just walking around and then randomly looking at people and then like, oh, we must fight.
yeah, the trailer is pretty cool. I'll provide a link in the description if anybody wants to check that out if you haven't seen it already. I really did enjoy the whole presentation. Just like I said earlier, it wasn't exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, Lit and Poplio are both support in battle. That I see that now.
Nope. How dare they not put Rowlet in?
You can now share your best matches online with the new replay feature. That's pretty cool.
Cool. It sounds like they lifted that out of Diamond Pearl.
Oh, and all characters and support will be available right from the start of the game, so you don't have to play through anything to try and lock everything. So that's pretty cool, but that also makes it kind of, if it has a story mode, and I know the first one did, kind of makes the story mode kind of obsolete in that sense. But that's okay. I like to just pick up a game and play it without having to unlock everything anyway. So there's also news. They say that the Pokemon Tournament Fight Pad thing, game controller that came out for the Wii U, will be able to be used with the Switch version as well, as long as the game is docked.
That's nice.
So let's see. Moving on, we're gonna skip the middle of the presentation and come back to it at the end, and skip to the end of the presentation, where they talk about
This really excited me. Because
Gold and Silver, Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver coming to Virtual Console. That's awesome. I'm actually really excited for it. I have a few questions about it that, I mean, probably won't get answered. I'm actually gonna look that up real quick. Actually, go to the Pokemon site. So basically, my questions are: one, will the time capsule work if you want to trade with, like, a Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow game that's also on Virtual Console?
I don't see why not. I mean,
and two, why didn't they include Silver? Or why didn't they include Crystal?
Maybe they're waiting. Of course, well, they released Red, Blue, and Yellow all together, didn't they? When those came out?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Alright, I found it already. So, as with the Virtual Console versions of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow Special Pikachu Edition, these titles will be compatible with the wireless communication features of the 3DS system. Players can look forward to link trades and link battles between Virtual Console versions of Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver. In addition, these titles will also be compatible with the Time Capsule function, cool, which allows players to link trade Pokemon between Pokemon Gold or Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, or Red, Blue, Yellow Special Pikachu Edition in Pokemon centers within the games, as long as the species of Pokemon appeared in Red, Blue, or Yellow have the Pokemon that work so hard for you in Red, Blue. That's actually really cool. They're also slated to be compatible with Bank just as well. So they won't be available to go into into normal Sun and Moon, but they will be able to go into the next games, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited, to be honest. Gold and Silver are some of my favorite games, and those release on the 22nd, as well as Pokken Tournament. 22nd of September, that is. So, what are your thoughts on the whole Virtual Console?
On actually purchasing an original copy of Gold or Silver within the coming weeks, because I mean, I've been listening to the soundtrack and it's just brought up that nostalgia for me where, 2001 when it first came out, that I played it non-stop, and I had both versions, so I had double the fun. But then I lost them, and then I found one copy again, and then it disappeared again. But
if you want, I have gold. You can easily, instead of just spending money, I can let you use my gold version that I don't. You might. So the only problem is I don't think the battery in it works anymore, and that's the problem you're going to find with a lot of the copies that you might find or buy. Which is actually
it's not like I can't change that battery.
Right. One of the reasons why they're so expensive in retail is because people replace the batteries.
Yeah.
So they charge you.
Hard.
Um.
Like, for me, I thoroughly enjoyed Gold and Silver. I never had the chance to play Crystal, although I wish I could have. But other than that, Gold and Crystal are one of the 2 Game Boy games that I've, being a fan of Pokemon series, I've held them very close to my heart. They have made it they have done very well throughout the ages, even with their remakes on the DS, which was Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which were great remakes in my opinion. They tied in with Diamond Pro and all that,
they're actually my favorite remakes. They're my favorite. They're actually some of my favorite games, to be honest. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I actually prefer them.
The biggest thing I enjoyed the most about Gold and Silver was the fact that you didn't just get 8 gym badges and that was it. No, you finished the Johto League and then you're like, oh hey, guess what? Go conquer Kanto. And it's like, holy shit. 16 badges? Like, I've always said several times in various situations when it comes to Pokemon that I want Nintendo to do a Pokemon game where you cross every different region and collect every badge. I think that would be incredible.
That is a outcry the fandom has been saying for a long time. I have some theories, and I'll get to that here in a minute when we start talking about the next topic.
But yeah, I'm thoroughly excited for their re-release because I will definitely be getting both of them. I mean, when Red, Blue, and Yellow came out, I wanted to get all of them, but at the time I was, poor. So I only had enough for Blue.
In my opinion, there's never really been a reason to buy both versions unless you don't have friends. Especially if you're doing the Virtual Console, it doesn't really make sense to buy both. It doesn't make sense to get both because you can't trade yourself. So in my case, I'm probably going to be picking up Silver because that's what I had when I was a kid. If they had Crystal, I'd definitely pick up Crystal.
I had both because my sister had a Game Boy that she didn't use at the time.
Right.
So I was able to between both.
Right, back in the...
I'll probably be old because that was the first one I actually started.
Back in the day, it was a lot easier to... Oh, I have both copies. I can trade myself. Because most of the time, most people, if they had both copies, they also had either a sibling or... And back then, like, everybody had friends who played. Almost everybody had friends who played. So it was a lot easier if you did own both. Even in the DS era, it was a little easier to do that. Because they had, like, 12 different iterations of the DS3. But, we'll move on now to the thing that everybody was hoping was something else, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon. To be honest, even though it wasn't what I was expecting, I'm pretty excited for them. Oh, wait, right here.
Me too.
It looks like, the Alola region... Why won't my stuff... There it goes. The Alola region looks more lush, like there's more to it. There's definitely more customization options for your characters. What else here? Like, right away you can see that Solgaleo and Lunala have somehow merged with Necrozma.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is.
So this game seems like it's going to entail something. It's going to involve the third Pokemon. Much like Black 2 and White 2 did, it's going to That's exactly what it reminds me of, is Black 2 White 2, because it features the normal legendaries mixed with the third, and it's the same region, only it's different. The region has changes to it. Whether or not we go to different areas in the region or whatever it doesn't look that way so far. But you know, we don't know anything about it yet. Whether or not it starts later in time, which is what I'm thinking. It's going to be after the original Sun and Moon story. And I'm also thinking that because Kanto was teased so much during the first games, there is, I'm going to say a slim possibility, but a possibility nonetheless, that we see Kanto in
Really?
these games. Yes, my cat just like... my cat's losing her mind right now.
The biggest thing that I see is, one, you've got the transformations for Solgaleo and Lunala, which very much like the design. But within that video, we got two different cutscenes. One was with Mimikyu, the other was with a Lycanroc, and then there was that scene with the Pikachus in that open field. My question is, what is that, or is that something new that is coming, or that we'll be witnessing in the lower region that's different from the first kind of...
Don't forget the Pikachu RV. There was a scene with a Pikachu RV.
Oh yeah.
Also, if you take a look in the bedroom of the main players, it's no longer a Wii U, but a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I saw that. Another thing that
I'm gonna murder my cat.
Yay. But another thing I did notice, and I'm hoping it becomes a reality, if you watch the very beginning of the video where they show the main character running up the hill, there is a Wingull.
Yep.
Either
the Alola region looks a lot more lush, a lot more alive in this trailer.
I did notice that. And I also read something online that somebody had found in, I think it was the original Sun and Moon, they found data archive files of walking and running animations for every
single Pokemon. Yeah, I remember that as well.
So could they be bringing back Pokemon partners like they did in Heart Gold and Soul Silver?
That's something I'm hoping for. That's another thing I'm really hoping for.
I would love to see that, but I feel like, I mean, of course it'll do better on the newer 3DS and the new 2DS, but for people like me who are poor and can only afford the regular 3DS, it's going to be a massive strain on the processing power of the game if that is what's going to be in it. Because
to be honest, the overworld for the games, I've played it on both old and new 3DS. The overworld does not do so badly. You know how when...
the battles.
You know how long it takes you to load the game in and load the game back, like go back to the home menu? That's where most of the strain comes from, or even is.
Yeah. I mean, your 3DS compared to mine, yours boots the game up a hell of a lot quicker than mine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, we're going to get some sort of new forms. I'm pretty sure there's definitely a part in the trailer where it shows the main character, male main character, with like the Z Stone, and it's nothing we've seen in Sun and Moon. So I'm thinking we're going to get something called Ultra Z moves.
Sweet.
Also, think about this: the Ultra Beasts, and now we have Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. We may even get... we might get... It might have something more to do with Ultra Beasts as well. There's so much we don't know yet. It comes out in November. To be completely honest, I'm kind of hoping we get some news at E3, although it might not be very likely. Have you beaten either Sun or Moon yet?
I am well, since I lost my copy of Sun version, and I mean, you know the story, I bought Moon to compensate for that loss. So yes, by the time these games come out, I will have the game finished. I plan on having it finished. And I also plan on finishing this goddamn Pokedex.
I bricked my 3DS recently. Oh, it wasn't even recently. It was back in, I think, like...
It was last year.
No, it wasn't last year. It was early this year. It was like probably January, February. And,
It was before Christmas.
no, because I got games for Christmas that I've played.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's how I know.
You got that one game.
So anyway, I bricked it completely by accident. I was trying to follow a guide on installing some custom firmware, which is probably not too legal, but I've always been interested in doing things with systems that they can't normally do, or such as play emulators and things like that on them, and without having to pay, because cash flow isn't always so great. But in this case, I misstepped and it bricked. And in order to get it fixed, it's going to cost me more than not more than buying a new system, but it's a hassle. I have to pay for shipping. I have to buy a box to put it in. It's just kind of a pain. It's kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest. So, come July, your birthday actually, the 28th, the new 2DS XL comes out along with Miitopia and something else.
Drops.
Yeah, and something else comes out that day too. Another big title.
Shit.
I can't remember right this second. But
There's my birthday gift. I know I'm selfish.
I definitely want a new TDS, and I'm probably gonna pick one up before these games drop. I haven't played a DS game since mine bricked. I pop my Moon version into my wife's 3DS here and there, but it takes so long just to load that I'm just like, it's not even really worth it.
For me, I'm definitely going to pick one up because my 3DS sucks. It literally charges for 30 minutes and has a battery life of 15.
Yeah, it's old. How often do you play it on the charger, though? Because that could be a factor as well.
Not very often. Not very often, actually. I charge the battery and then I unplug it.
But the Ultra Sun...
Most of the thing I do is off the charger.
The Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon mini trailer is what I'm going to call it, because it was kind of just tied into the Pokken trailer. It was really short, but it gives us a nice taste of what's to come. We're going to have new totems, I'm pretty sure. Mimikyu, Togedemaru. There's a Hakama, or not Hakama, a Lycanroc is what I was thinking of. There's Lycanroc.
If it's a totem Pokemon, it might be indicative to the version, just like how the first totem Pokemon was
Right.
different.
Right.
Which I like that they did.
So, I'm thinking that while everybody's kind of upset that we don't have a Switch version of a main series Pokemon game, which everybody was kind of hoping for.
I mean, you all should have had in the back.
There's a bunch of low poly stuff in. There's low poly. What are they called? Models in the game and blah blah blah. That doesn't mean it's going to be on the Switch, unfortunately. I'm hoping for the Pokemon Buddy system. I'm hoping for just a bigger Pokedex is definitely going to happen. Pokedex in Sun and Moon, while pretty expansive, did not impress me. I completed it with no trouble whatsoever. I had to do a couple GTS trades to get some stuff that either was version exclusive or, for example, I have a living dex, which means one of every single creature. So like the ones that you can only have one of, such as Cosmog or type Null. So I had to trade extra times just for those. But it took me like 2 weeks max to complete the Pokedex once I started trying.
Was that after you finished the game, or were you finishing the Pokedex as you went?
I started trying to finish it as I played, but I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. I wanted to progress the game. I wanted to play. I wanted to find out more about the region. I got excited, and I figured, well, as far as I know, there's not too much of a post game, so that's what I'll do to keep myself playing the game afterwards. Is I'll make sure that I have something to do once I beat the story by not completing the Pokedex right away.
And it was like, boom, done.
I mean, it wasn't like boom, done. It took me a little bit because I had to still track down some of the harder to catch things like Marini and Corsola.
I think this game has one of the largest Pokedexes to be in a Pokemon game. There's 300 Pokemon in Sun and Moon alone.
Largest base Pokedex, yes, I think, because
with the
National Dex, of course, there's 800 and something, but the exclusion of a National Dex kind of bummed me out as well. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna complete the region Dex, and then I'm gonna move on to the National Dex and have more fun that way. And they were like, well, here's your National, you did it, good job, bye. I was like, really? Really, that's it? So before the Ultra versions come out, I'm probably going to start shiny breeding and hunting just for random ones that I know that I want, such as Toxapex. Looks pretty cool.
Oh my god, yeah, tell me about it. Like, between Sun version and Moon version that I have, in Sun version I caught, and this was, stupid on my part, I caught while I was in the middle of Marini hunting for the one that has the Merciless ability, which is nifty because you
lost you.
Hunting, are you
Hang
dead?
on. Yeah, it cuts in and out sometimes.
Okay.
The Merciless ability for what now?
Merciless ability for Marini, which allows you to critical hit any Pokemon that is poisoned.
Oh, okay.
I wanted that on a female Marini because for me, the design of the Pokemon, it's pretty more of a female-esque type Pokemon, but I couldn't find one. But while I was actually searching for them, because you actually have to find Corsola in order to catch them.
Yep.
Because it's all another Corsola in that happened to be shiny, and I was like, oh my god, I need to catch this, which I did. And then, stupid me, I forgot to save after I caught it. And then a few hours later, I dropped my DS on my bed, and it said my SD card popped out of the memory card slot.
Oh, dude,
so
no.
I had to reset the whole system.
Yeah, that sucks.
I was so pissed. But to compensate for that, in Moon version, I found a shiny Staryu,
Nice.
which I remembered to save after I caught it, and I have evolved it into a shiny Starmie, which looks awesome.
You know what's gonna happen is you're going to get like all the way through Moon version, and you're like, yeah, I guess this is my game now, and then you're gonna find fucking the Sun version just like laying in the most obvious of spots.
Oh, I know. I'm pretty sure my cat hit it, little bastard.
But overall, like I said, this wasn't the most breathtaking direct they've ever had. I was expecting a lot more. I wasn't really I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I had a feeling that we'd get Pokken for the Switch, and I knew that they were going to announce the next Gen 7 game, in this case. So, overall, what I didn't expect was Gold and Silver, though. And once they said Gold and Silver, I was disappointed that there wasn't any Crystal. So, overall, like I said, not super exciting, but nonetheless, I will be picking up Ultra Moon when it does launch. Maybe not, well, probably launch day. I've always done Pokemon launch day if I could help it. And, we'll, if we get more news, we'll try and keep you guys updated on it, because, that's what we're going to try and do here at GCE. Keep you guys entertained and informed on anything that interests us. We will try and get the news out there. we're not going to be... I mean, at this point, because most of the content we've talked about is Pokemon related, it seems like we're a Pokemon channel, but I assure you, there's way more stuff coming, and I hope it's enjoyable to you, but we're going to let this one go, because I can only ramble on so long about Pokemon before it starts to get monotonous. So, leave your thoughts in the comments. Let us know. Are you excited about any of this? What did you think of the Direct? Were you as whelmed, not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed, just whelmed as by this as we were? Because I woke up early. I didn't really even wake up early. I woke up because my kid woke me up. And I was like, well, I'm up, I might as well try and watch it. And I was a little excited, because I always get a little excited when I know there's a news drop. I saw it was 8 minutes long, and I was like, we're not getting anything interesting. But,
I was disappointed. My letdown was the fact that because I really want them to do a remake of Diamond, Pearl, and or Platinum, and
everybody was kind of expecting that as well. So, who knows? We still have as far as we know, the 3DS isn't dying anytime soon, and
neither is the Switch.
Right, the Switch is brand new, and E3's coming up. So I mean, that's not to say we're going to get another Pokemon announcement, but I can't wait to see if they talk more about Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and I mean that's next week, and we will be covering E3. We will be doing 4 separate videos, one for each of the 3 main companies, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and then overall the good, bad, and what we liked, what we didn't like, things like that. Again, leave your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate the feedback. We want to have a discussion, that sort of thing. And we'll see you later. Wes, anything before we go?
Not that I can think of, other than, if you liked what we talked about, share it with your friends, get the word out. If you know somebody who hasn't seen anything and you feel like this was a very informative video, you spread it around, social media the shit out of it, get it out there, let your friends know that there's people covering this. And like Chris said, we will be covering E3, and we hope you guys will join us for our coverage then. And that's all I've got.
All right, man. Well, I'll definitely be talking to you. I'm going to continue this, more of our discussion stuff off recording. But enjoy the E3 stuff, and we will talk to you very soon. Goodbye.
Later.